So I was looking at interviews you did 2 years ago, and you're already saying it's mad how far I've come, and the journey's only got more remarkable.
Yeah.
So this summer, with the World Cup, obviously this incredible transfer, has this been the craziest bit yet?
Yeah, probably just being on the biggest stage of football, really, in terms of going to one of the biggest clubs in England, and also at a World Cup representing my country, something that you dream of doing. You never think that you're close, and as it gets closer and closer, and for it to happen, I think it's just, it's an unbelievable summer.
I mean, I know like you're doing a few other interviews today, and obviously there'll be loads to you about pressure and expectation and big club and big fee and all that, but have you almost got to take it back a step and say, this is the life I wanted. This is the dream. Like as a kid to do these things, to even like playing Champ Manager or Football Manager or FIFA or whatever, to be the guy. This is what we all wanted to do, and like one or two do it, and you're one of them.
This is as you said, this is what I live for. This is the conversations I want to be in. I want to be the topic of discussion when talking about games that I'm involved in or England selections. I want to be in those conversations, sometimes on the good end of it, sometimes on the bad end of it, but if I'm in them conversations, I'm doing something right. And this summer I was getting into that, and I was getting a taste for it of what it feels like, and I know I've got a lot more to come, and I like that pressure of it being on me I've got the keys to decide how I'm spoken about in those conversations, and that's all I ask is that if I've got the kind of say in what happens and what comes next, then I'll be confident in myself to be on the right end of it.
Did it take time for you to develop that confidence? Was it there straight away? Because just listening or watching back sort of other interviews you've done, it's almost like, you know, people talk about like a good arrogance.
Yeah.
It's almost like that was something you had to work on, and maybe you gained that in your journey through the Football League at Lincoln and Bournemouth and Blackpool.
So I had it growing up, being at West Brom for so long and kind of being comfortable in the environment. I struggled every time I moved. That initial week, month, it took me a while to get into it and to integrate. I always wanted to defer to other players and kind of make relationships and kind of make them feel good and play, and you forget to focus on yourself, and you forget your own confidence when it's time for you to shine and you're not quite feeling at it. That's where I struggled, and it is something I had to learn, had to develop and get better at, and if I wanted to get where I wanted to get to, I needed to, and over time and the experiences I've had and conversations with family members, with close friends and whatnot, you try and build it as best as you can. I don't still think it's perfect, but I'm on the right way of trying to be more expressive from the start and from the jump, and to try and show what I'm about straight away.
So, like, back in the day, I'm trying to think, what do I mean by back in the day? I guess when you're at Lincoln, you're at Blackpool, if someone had talked to you about playing in the World Cup, being a British transfer record, you never do an interview and you're not asked about Cole Palmer or Jude Bellingham. You never do you?
Never.
Would you have believed then you'd be talked about in that conversation or not?
No, never.
No, really?
I have self-confidence, self-belief that I could get to the Premier League, and you're talking about some of the best players in the world in my position. So no.
But you're one of them now.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, has that sunk in yet?
No, probably not. I don't want it to either. I want to keep pushing. I don't want it to be a cap or be the end of what I can achieve and what I can do. So I won't think about it. I'll just keep it in my stride. But definitely back then, I wasn't thinking about stuff like that. You think about the next journey, and when I'm at Lincoln, it's can I take the next step to the Championship? Can I take the next step and the top half of the Championship now? And you kind of take it in mini steps, and it kind of got to a point where it just got accelerated really, and I had to deal with it on the fly and learn pretty quickly about and miss a few jumps and a few steps, but I had people around me, and luckily I was ready to kind of deal with it.
And it must be kind of crazy in the summer. Obviously, one part of the World Cup, but we won't mention other clubs. But all of a sudden, it must almost be like being on Dragon's Den with people pitching to you. You've got all these great players, all these massive clubs, managers pitching, trying to sort of sell their vision to you.
Yeah.
That you must have been like, I don't know, like call your dad. You've got two brothers, right?
Three
brothers.
I've got a
right?
little brother and two older ones.
Right.
So I'm not calling my little brother for advice though.
No, but you must be calling him and be like, honestly, you'll never guess who I spoke to today. It must have been a bit of that.
Yeah, of course. It's a good conversation to be in. Difficult. Picking your next career, your next chapter kind of thing. It's difficult, but having the family members that I do have around me are so important, and they're everything really. They give me all the right advice. I know who to go to for different things as well, which is also another.
Your
good
little brother's
thing.
out.
Yeah, no, he's out.
How old's he?
14. He
Okay.
can
Oh,
stay.
yeah,
He can
right,
stay out of
okay.
conversations. But then, yeah, I got the older ones more from a. One's from more from football side of it. Then one might be from a personal, the way I am, the way the club is, and the way it's run side of it, which can help. And then my mum and dad with their experiences and kind of the way I am. So yeah, it's nice to have those around.
So what was the moment or the conversation? And I'm, could be Xabi Alonso calling you, could be Reece James, could be one of your brothers, your mum, your dad. What was the conversation where you thought Chelsea? What, or was there a specific moment, or was it a graduate? Was it a bit more kind of osmosis? It took a bit of time.
It's tough. My thing as the World Cup was going on and the summer was happening, I wanted to focus firmly on that and then kind of make my decision towards the end when I'd known who was in, known what the scenarios were, what the situations were, had the conversation with the necessary people, and then I was completely aligned and I could just make my decision and go there. So it was just about building, about making sure I was in the right headspace, in the right mind to make that decision. And yeah, I think different things, speaking to Reece, speaking to Cole, speaking to the manager, I think they were just adding on, and I was like, yeah, this is me. I think this is the right environment for me. So yeah, that was kind of how it went.
And I think I'm right. It's your first time playing for a London club. That's right.
Correct.
Yeah. First. So, how are you finding that aspect of it?
Different.
Have you had to move with your family or something from a
Now on my own, really. Yeah.
And is that tough? Because I remember Cole Palmer being in the same spot, and I always had the impression, at least, that the football take care of itself.
Yeah.
But it's actually moving, being on your own, adjusting to a new area, even though it's obviously beautiful around here.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's the
tough.
challenge.
It's tough. It's difficult. I think it helps the fact I've done it 3 or 4 times in different places, probably in the places.
8, haven't you?
Yeah.
8.
yeah. I've had to deal with that. So I think I'm in a better position now than I was then. But yeah, I definitely struggled at the start. I'm a very family-orientated person, and yeah, it can be tough being away from them. And obviously, I had the luxury of going back to Villa for 2.5 years, which is right on my doorstep, and I could just pop around to my mum's and stuff, which I can't do now, but I'm sure she'll be here a lot.
I wanted to talk to you about the Cole Palmer relationship more from a footballing sense, because obviously you both have other qualities than what I'm going to reduce it to, but I just sort of thought his vision, your movement, both elite. You maybe throw a João Pedro in that with his ability to hold it and drop deep.
Yeah.
Just in terms of football relationships, that sounds really like, for a Chelsea fan, that mouth-watering, I would say.
I know, I've seen people been speaking about saying how are you going to fit them in, how they're going to play. I think we have completely different qualities. He's more of a passer, a linker, combine, he's like an artist, the way he moves with the ball and plays with it. I'm very much more direct, more straight line, physical, more. I think we're completely different. I think that offsets really well. I've known his game. He's known my game since we were 14. We've played with each other at England and stuff like that, so we know exactly how to play with each other and to get the best out of each other. And yeah, with João as well, who's on the top of his game right now, the way he's playing, the way he's been last season and into pre-season. So I think it's really exciting, and even the others as well that some people don't always mention. There's a lot of quality here, a lot of good players, and yeah, I'm excited to work with everyone.
So from a football, I mean, look, we know you're best mates or something close to that, but going back to being 14 or being at City, how well has that football relationship worked?
Yeah, really well. Really good. I think off the pitch always helps on the pitch, and playing with one of your closest friends always brings the best out of each other in a competitive way of wanting to kind of outdo each other, but there has to be a line of the team comes first and the winning comes first, and we've always been that's our biggest thing.
You want to be better,
yeah,
but you also want the best for each other.
Exactly.
It sounds contradictory.
Yeah, of course. Some people might not know how it looks like, but we do. We know how it looks like. We've done it before, and people will pip us against each other as they have done all our times, but we're on the same team now, and it's about winning, and it's about getting the best out of each other, and I think we'll do that.
Have the calls dried up yet? Because you did an interview when you first signed saying he was terrible on his phone, but while he's trying to persuade you, he's obviously on the phone a lot, texting a lot.
They're back to being okay again. So they were great. They're horrendous at the start, then they're great, and now they're just okay. You can get one conversation out of him, and that's him done for the night.
I like the idea that he hasn't got his head in his phone, though.
No. But you think he does, but I don't know what he's looking at. Yeah, he's not looking at WhatsApp. I tell you that. Yeah, he's a nightmare to get hold of sometimes, but I'm with him all day now, so I probably don't need to speak to him much on the phone, so it's all right.
What do you think this team can achieve? Because without, I mean, obviously you'd want Europe and that, you're such a talented group of players, but do you sense a kind of an excitement that this group, with, not as many games as you'd like, can do something maybe special?
Yeah, I feel the excitement walking in every day. I feel the anticipation of not knowing where it can go. Can be good, can be bad, but I feel a positive energy and a vibe. I think a fresh manager, a fresh change of the environment, obviously new players added and stuff. I feel that everyone's excited to where it can go and where it can take it. I think no one really knows, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Obviously, everyone talking about it, who knows what we're going to do, but that's down to us, and that's, I think, we've got a confident group of players that believe in ourselves and believe in each other's ability and our own. That who knows where we're going to take it. Chelsea's a club that wants to win things, and it's a club that I've always grown up watching them win titles, win Champions Leagues, and I want to be in teams that do that as well. And I think there's a lot of players in that room that have the aspirations to do the same thing. So I think it's exciting where we can take it, and it's about knuckling down now and kind of proving people wrong who probably had a negative outlook on Chelsea in the last couple of years. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited, I'm positive, and I can't wait really.
Trying to think, like with your age, what would be the Chelsea teams you remember?
So I was born in 2002, so the Mourinho's was when I first started engaging in football.
But you're too young for first Mourinho, aren't
probably,
you?
Yeah. Watched back on it and know the players and stuff, but yeah, I wasn't watching it. But the Di Matteo Champions League win, the Mourinho coming back, and how good that team was. The Thomas Tuchel win in the Champions League, they're memories that stick in my head. The players I was watching, the Hazards, the Drogbas, the Lampards coming through when I was kind of growing up watching football. It's a massive team, and they were always winning and competing for titles, and I want to be in teams that do that here.
I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it? If in a few years' time, when people talk about great Chelsea players, they talk about Lampard, Terry, Drogba, Eden Hazard, and your name's in that list. I mean, you've got some work to do for that.
100%. They're massive legends of the club, but they're inspirations to what you want to achieve at this club and what it means. So yeah, I'm excited, and I can't wait. Yeah.
Do you have to, style-wise, is there an adjustment that comes with this manager? Just trying to think about Unai Emery's football and that kind of trying to almost lure team for transitions and giving you that space to carry the ball into, which you're so good at. And maybe this now is going to be a bit more possession-based, a bit more patient. I guess that causes you, or you're going to need to adapt a little bit.
100%. Yeah, the way Aston Villa are as a club, the way that Unai is a manager, and the way he sets up, and he's kind of a master at getting the best out of players and kind of playing to that, and that was what our team was so strong on. You got me, John McGinn, Ollie. Like, we love playing in transition in that space and that driving with the ball, and that was our strengths. Here, the strengths are, I feel, are a lot more technical players, a lot more tricky wingers, a lot more cute number 10s, and a lot more possession-based midfielders that want to get on the ball and want to dictate play, same as a centre-back. So, yeah, it's something I'm going to have to learn and adapt and get used to, being a lot more patient to get on the ball, maybe a lot less space in certain games, and use my abilities. Similar to really being with England. In England, we have a lot of the ball as well, and I've got to kind of adjust my game as and when. And yeah, that's about developing as a player and learning as a player. I want to be a complete player that can play against any team, any opposition that are throwing whatever they're throwing at me defensively. So yeah, it's a learning curve as well, but I've got to deliver and perform, which I'm excited about.
And I meant to ask, have your people spoken to Cole's people about the celebration yet?
No comment.
Fair enough. Can you just not wait to get going?
Yeah, I'm just so excited. It's probably the one summer where I didn't mind that it was a short one. I love my rest, I love my time with my family, but at the same time it was the one where I was watching the pre-season games, itching to just get back in, and I know I've got integration period to do and get used to the manager and stuff, and yeah, I was just so excited to get back in. So now that I'm back in and it's the first week, I'm buzzing.